You inspire me. I inspire you. Let's hope. Let's hope. At least for me, I need inspiration. It can't all be self motivation. And there's plenty of it out there. We just need to look in the right way. Our culture that seems to be so much into violence, that's not a good place for it. You can say people are heroic in these violent confrontations, but you can find that without all the blood and gore. And we seem to be okay with just horrific violence. I can't deal with that. I don't deal with that. But you can find it in other places. During COVID, which was 4 years ago, I forget, I got into the Tour de France because, well, there's nothing else to do. You're just sitting at home by yourself. And I like France. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of different areas, including rural areas, not just, giant cities. And even the cities, I liked Paris. I was there for a week with my girlfriend. I liked it because it's spread out. It has more areas to walk around for pedestrians, and you're not all jumbled up with a lot like a lot of cities. Belfast is like that too. Um, Now, my friend in Seattle, who is Irish, would say, "Well, you know why?" I go, "No." He goes, "Car bombs. Because of the car bombs and the troubles, they blocked off streets, and therefore now it's a very pedestrian friendly city compared to most." But yeah, watching the Tour de France, it's inspiring to watch people excel at anything. My mother excelled at being a mother, loving all her kids, loving all of our friends, loving everybody in the family and strangers and feeding people. She excelled at that. And you can say my dad made the money. Okay, he did. He excelled at being a member of the community. He became the mayor, and he excelled as a stockbroker. Um, this is around the time of Tyson's, and my dad took Tyson's public. He was the broker that's shaking hands with Don Tyson in '65. Tyson going public, and Walmart '70s and '80s. So my dad did very well, and the people that used him as a broker, I think, did well. And partly because he wasn't speculative. He said, "No, we want solid things. We're not going to do penny stocks. We're not going to do commodities. We're going to do solid, you know, companies." And I like that about him. I love my dad as a hero. My dad inspires me. He wasn't a very good father, and he would agree with that. Does my mother inspire me? I think my mother is like beyond that. Like she's like this angel that I can look at and go, "That's what human beings should be. That's what we can do. We can do that." I told Mr. Wesson, a vice principal at Springdale High School, and I taught there, and we are friends, and I just said, my dad's my hero, but my mother is probably the best person I've ever known. And he said, "I think a lot of men feel like that." So, women, I would say y'all need to become more political and involved in the community and fighting for equality and dignity and housing, where people aren't struggling just to have a roof over their head, or if they get sick, they don't have to worry about going to the doctor and losing everything. We need your help politically. Politics are dominated by the men. Billionaires are dominated by the men. We don't need billionaires, but our politics have promoted that, promoted the concentration of wealth. And we can blame the men, that's fine. But if the women are on the sidelines doing nothing, that's a problem. There's probably, nobody's perfect. Let's say there's two sides of imperfections. I'm probably on one side, my mistakes. I probably do things I shouldn't do. Let's say I do 10 things, 3 things I shouldn't have done. Too arrogant or too reckless. Should have done 7, but I did 10. 3 were a problem. The other half of the world uh, don't do enough, kind of protect themselves by not doing enough, not participating, not acting. They did 4 things. They should have done 7. So there's 3 things they should have done. My problem, there's 3 things I shouldn't have done. But we're all imperfections. We're grand lights from the universe, but we're imperfections. And that's the way it's supposed to be. But hopefully we can get closer, and maybe I can do 2 things I shouldn't have, and the other people can do 2. There's only 2 things that they didn't do. Get closer to the center. And that's why a good couple, usually, one's a little too wild and one's a little too boring. Is that the word? Anyway, you help bring each other closer to the center. This is 6 minutes. I don't want to do, the last thing I did was half an hour. I don't want to do that. I'm going to click this off and start again. Get them shorter. This will be part 1. It's really about inspiration. I'll tell you what I just did to help me. It's good habits. We're creatures of habits. And if you're like me, we put things off, procrastinate. I want to do this. I want to do this. Well, hell, you can talk about that the rest of your life. And when you finally do it, it's like, it's good for you. You even kind of like it, and it becomes easier. The first step is the hardest. You know that. 7:03, I'm going to call it a video and start again, my brothers and sisters.